Greetings, fellow traders. Bubblehead here, and it's time for the daily market wrap for Wednesday, December 4th, 2019. Brought to you by Positive Trends Research. And before we get started here, guys, I just want to take a moment of silence for Mr. Jimmy Gartman, Deaf Day Trader, our friend on Twitter. Just found out that he passed away, and so he was a great great trader, and he helped a lot of people. So just a moment of silence for him, Mr. Jimmy Gartman. All right. So before we get started here today, just remember everything I'm going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. And so this is today, right? So this is the month right now. So we're up 19 points today. So I'm starting to put a lower shadow on the monthly chart and also a hammer on the weekly. But what's going on the daily, right? So we gapped down yesterday. It was looking pretty bleak, right? As the day before was a shot across the bow, breakdown below the upward trend line, right? So what that's doing is it's showing us, hey, bullish still proven otherwise, so it's trying to prove otherwise, right? So we have that here, and we gapped down, but we didn't have a bearish candle under that, so it really didn't confirm lower with any bearishness, right? So what happened today is we gapped up off of it. I mean, I know, back to the usual market craziness that we had, back, in September and October. So here we are. So what that does is that moves the trend box down below here. So now we have our lines in the sand, right? So if we get above the new all-time highs, that's going to shift the trend line up. If we get below these levels bearishly, then we'll look to, we'll look for some short positions possibly on the market. So that's kind of where we're at right now. You can see on the geometric chart, right? One of the good things is that yesterday is when we gapped down, we gapped right to the macro channel line, right, from 2018 to 2019, and held it as support and bounced right off of it. So, and even got some follow through today. So generally pretty bullish right here. So we'll see how it handles this the pitchfork median line going into tomorrow. Price action today was a 15 orb up and a lot of chop. So big up move rate, 20 points, right? But a lot of that came from the gap. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the stocks today that had some interesting moves. So Amazon was definitely on the radar today. Failed 15 orb breakout. I mean, a slight move, right? But then gave a really bearish engulfing bar right here. I mean, not quite engulfing, but still very bearish, right? As it basically said, hey, let's test this next level down. So it got to the 15 orb low, paused a little bit at the cloud on the daily, and then worked its way down even more. So big down moves on Amazon today. Another one that was pretty interesting was Roku. Just sent a tweet about this a little bit ago, but pretty interesting. It gave a nice momentum move out of the pre-market box to form the 15 orb high, and then came back in to form like this bearish doji right here. So before getting bearish on it, right, you still have to look at the different levels, right? So we have we gapped above an inside day, right? So anytime you gap above an inside day, right, there's a high probability, we talk about especially with the double inside, there's a high probability that we'll test that range, right? Because it needed to determine whether or not it went inside because price was undecided, right? So when a stock gaps up at the market like that, it may come in and want to test those levels again to see if it wants to stay in that range. And here you can see here we had a lower shadow into the range, another lower shadow into the range, and another lower shadow in the range, all lower shadows, right? Saying maybe I don't want to be in here, right? And then we have this inside bar finally, and boom, we reversed right off of that and worked its way back up. So it came all the way back up to the 15 orb high, which ended up actually being a pretty big range move, right? 146 all the way up to 151, so almost like a 5-point move up on Roku. So that was definitely on the radar today. Some of our traders pointed out and took and profited from Expedia today, so great job on that one intraday. Just on this pullback, right? So it had some big news today, like they got rid of their CEO and buying back shares and all that stuff. Right? So they actually bought this pullback and had a nice move there. We have some setups that help us catch moves like that. So that was a big move there. It looked like it was going to really keep going, and then it just kind of came back in the 15 orb range there. Lots of little sell-offs here at the end of the day, and then a little bit of and then kind of correction right there. I sold that on a few different things, but anyway, it doesn't seem like anything to be too majorly concerned about. So that being said, there, what else was on the radar today? We had NetEase. Okay, that gave a 15 orb reversal this morning here, a little breakdown out of the cloud, and we also had Workday. Okay, so Workday had basically just chopped around its 15 orb today, and kind of gave it an inverted move after hours. And then finally, CRM, I think, was the only real 15 orb breakdown at one point today, so it kind of worked its way down this way right here. So we had that. So mostly go-to list type stuff. So we already looked at Roku, Amazon. One of the other ones that had a great move today was Apple. Okay, so Apple, with the rest of the market, right, it had its pre-market levels right here, got really consolidated here, right? So you can let me just pull this in right here. Got really consolidated here this morning, right? Right, nice triangle here. Double inside 15. Right, pull back right to our lower term time frame breakout point, and then boom, broke out right there and gave you a nice momentum move through the 15 orb today. So great. That was pretty much like probably one of the best trades today, other than shorting Amazon for the most part. We did another scalp on I believe it was I think it was Nvidia today. Let's take another look here. Yeah, it was a quick move here. Yeah, this pullback on the inside 15 here for a move down. So just basically from here to here. So, but pretty impressive stuff. So anyway, really appreciate everybody's support. Thank you guys for tuning in. And again, God bless Jimmy and his family. And he'll definitely be missed. May he rest in peace. And everybody have a wonderful evening. And remember your risk first and stay safe and stay in the game. I'll talk to you soon.